Hi, I'm Tiffany Fykes, your Nashville real estate expert, and I am back with the 3 things that happened in Middle Tennessee that I want to make sure you did not miss in November. So we're going to talk about something that went up, we're going to talk about something that went down, and then something that we all decided we wanted together. So we're going to start with that. The number one thing that I think that happened in Nashville in November was that the transit bill got passed. Now, here's what I think is really interesting about it is the last time we tried to do a transit improvement plan was like 2018, and 65% of people voted it down. Well, this time, the transit plan, which is a $3.1 billion plan, 65% of us voted yes. So that's super exciting. If you were not aware of what was happening or you're not yet in Nashville and you're wondering, we're going to be seeing a lot of improvements in buses in particular. We're not trying to add any kind of new kind of transit, but we're trying to make the streetlights more effective and efficient, add more sidewalks, and really just improve the buses. So that's super exciting for all of us. But here's the thing to know. It's not happening tomorrow. A lot of it's not even happening in the next 10 years. What you can expect to happen immediately is you'll see some light safety improvements, maybe some bus stops, which is huge because if you're not from around here, you don't understand that bus stops are literally just a sign in the grass and people just have to stand around. So I'm really excited that that's going to be something that happens immediately. And then the other thing that's pretty exciting we should see like this next year is a micro pilot plan. Partnering with Uber, Lyft, to help people get to bus stops. So you'll have cheaper transportation options to get to bus stops while we spend the next decade building more bus stops and improving the bus system. So that's super exciting. Now, if you got really excited about the light improvement, like those stoplights getting more effective, you might see some of those, like maybe 150 they'll do in the next 5 years. They won't do the last 600 for almost a decade. So don't get too excited about that. The bus lines, the corridors, all that's going to take about a decade to get done as well. They'll start rolling that out in 5 years. They'll have a couple of corridors, and then in the next 5 years, they'll have more. The sidewalks, also not something we're going to see for at least 5 to 10 years from that plan. But that's one thing that happened in Nashville. Second thing, office space. This is the thing that keeps going up. Now, it's crazy. A lot of cities are seeing a decline in office space, but because so many companies want to move to Nashville and are bringing their big companies like Oracle, Amazon, we're seeing a huge increase in like what they call trophy space and Class A commercial lease spaces. So those are the big downtown buildings. If you are wanting to rent those are going for almost $60 a square foot, which is outpacing Atlanta. It's outpacing Dallas on the cost of commercial space. That's huge. Now, if you've got a Class B or a Class C space, like what we office in is considered a Class C, those are not increasing dramatically. They're seeing the same kind of sluggishness in the market. But if you want Class A commercial space, that is continuing to go up in price. And then the last thing that I want to make sure you know, Nashville has been the it city for years and years and years. And guys, we've finally been dethroned. We finally got unseated from the number 1 position on the it city, and we fell all the way to number 5. So the Urban Land Institute looks at affordability and desire and all of those things. And everything's great. You can hear that in the office space. Like lots of people want to move here. But the reality is our affordability keeps going down and down. Our average price point for a home is almost $500,000. We are about 110% of the national average on cost of living. So you may hear that and think, that's great news. There'll be less people moving here, and there will be. At the peak in 2022, we had almost 107 people moving to Nashville every day. They're estimating that next year, that number will only be 41. It's a huge dive. It's not like, don't worry about home prices. I'm not worried about that. But just know we're not the it city anymore. If you're kind of wondering what are the it cities, here they are in order. Number 1, taking our position is Dallas, Fort Worth. Number 2, Miami. Number 3, Houston. Number 4, Tampa. And then we hold in the top 5 as Nashville being the number 5 it city. So good news in transit, good news in less people moving here, good news in the fact that companies still want to bring people and companies to town. So all great things as far as I'm concerned in November. If you guys have any question about this, wonder what's happening in Nashville, make sure that you subscribe to our channel, or feel free to send me a question and I'm happy to answer it.